Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good.
Nice, nice. Good to hear. Well, what's the latest news so far?
The latest news. Not much really. I've kind of been on and off with the game for a lot of like a while, since about season two, I'd say. I've just like stopped grinding. Haven't really been on teams. Haven't been playing ranked much. But I've like got a little bit of passion back into the game, so I've been playing a little bit more recently. Not much, but enough that I have about as much games now as I would have had in an entire season, the last couple seasons.
That's okay.
Uh, and like as I'm like unrusting and coming back into things, I just been playing. I'm not as high as I'd like to be or as I'd normally be because of my lack of games in the last couple seasons. But I've been playing Mantis more because I want to climb that Mantis leaderboard. If I'm gonna start making content at any point, I need to have that clickbait like Mantis leaderboard shit in my thumbnails. So games have been interesting for me. A lot of them have been very low quality. I found this season,
Mhm.
like a lot of levers and throwers and forfeiters, but I don't know if that's just EU servers.
Oh well, honestly,
So
it's overall thing. This can happen. It's just some of the games you're gonna have this. Just make sure it's not gonna affect your future games overall. So stuff like that, really. But yeah, yeah. So you're looking into just improving the matter so you can make the content in the long term, or
maybe make content. I'm not like entirely sure on that yet, just because I don't know if it's something I'm gonna end up doing at all. But it's also just something I want to push, just for me. I want to be good at the game again.
Mhm.
So having some kind of like title or achievement, or at least make me feel like I'm on the right track.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. So we just pretty much want to work on your mantis at the moment.
I've got a Mantis VOD, and I've got a VOD that's like 75% invis, 25% tank. I've had to like swap to tank in a couple of my recent games. I have another one that's like
Okay.
half invis, half tank. Just because, but like, if I can work on my Mantis, it would be good. I've in our recent in our like past sessions we've worked on angles and we've worked on cooldown management. I think my time like I guess I haven't really been diving on Mantis or like playing that hard flank Mantis like I'd like to be doing in my like recent gameplay.
Mhm.
So I can't really talk about timing too much. But that might be something I want to talk about in the future if I get the VODs for.
That's fine. That's fine. So do you want to work on your positioning then? If you did notice that there've been not many angles going on, or yeah, maybe you can tell me a little bit
Just
more.
I uh maybe I'm just playing like more passively than I should be. In one of these games, this one, I was against a Hawkeye, so it was kind of difficult. And I mean, the Hawkeye just my Psylocke didn't contest him at all, and so we just found trouble into him. Like the guy got to live for free, and
Sure.
despite us never dying, we also just never killed anything really. And then my issue the other game. This game is just like I had interesting teammates. I think was like the main problem, but I think it's still probably worth watching if it's one I struggled in. Plus, I get to work on my tank a little bit because I definitely underperformed on tank this game.
Yeah, the thing is, I would say the highest benefit is always going to be whatever the characters you think are going to be suitable for you in the long term. We can work on the tank, but it's just all up to you. Are you going to be playing tank most of the time? If not, then I wouldn't say it's
Well,
worth it.
I
If
play
it's...
tank in.
Mhm.
Not to cut you off, but I play tank in Overwatch. So I think any kind of advice for tank would be helpful for that game too.
All up to
The
you.
tanks I play are different to these ones. I played mostly like Diva and Winston, so
Yes, yes, it's really all up to you. If you really looking to grind, let's say maybe you were gonna be the type of player where you play multiple roles, that is also something what we can consider. Yep, playing tank, playing
yeah, I
support, then let's work on couple roles, if not, which is more ideal, I would say, especially if we have limited time. Yep, maybe just leaning towards one role would be the best, but it's really all up to you. Just want to invest
I
on...
don't get
Mhm,
I tend to almost always play support. I find in
right.
every season, even it's like 80% of my games are on support. So yeah, as I go back seasons, you can see like yeah, like 90% of my games, maybe more, are on support.
Right. So let's work on your support then, or you think you just want to work on the tank so we kind of will be able to be do good on those other 20% of the
I
games?
think I think I'll max out the support. I think support is like where I want to grind. I kind of picked these maps because they were like the closer ones in my
Sure.
like recent memory. But I have scrims. Where is it here? So I rang for a team for a scrim, and like the average scrim rank was like Celestial 2 at the time, so like top 1000, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
That was like a week or so ago. If I can find the games.
Yeah, honestly, whatever game would
Searching
work.
count.
Yep.
But I want to see if you think these ones are worth looking at, because it was kind of just weird when I played. Here we go. So, 4 maps, I believe?
Let's start
Just
with,
run.
so one of the issues you mentioned, it's been positioning, right? Is there anything else what you notice?
I
What
don't
feels
think positioning is
problematic?
like too. I think positioning is probably one of my stronger things. It's something we went over in a previous session. Like this was a while ago, back in like season 2, I'd like to say. So a long time ago, a couple months ago even. So I think after that session, it's definitely become one of my stronger suits.
Okay, good.
But I think overall, and I think we've also spoken about cooldown usage. But I don't at the moment. I know like my timing's off for things.
Okay.
I'd also say like I can't say I'm perfect in the other thing. So if there's something I'm missing or I'm just like overconfident in my ability in those,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be great if I pointed out. Yeah, these games were like complete wash them here. I didn't die once. Here I mean it was close, but it's like 0 to 1. Like nothing actually happened. In fact, let me see.
Sure. Then I would say one of the games where you feel like it's been most difficult for you with the resource management with all these abilities, then let's start with that pretty much.
I think this game was kind of weird actually. The stats aren't great in it, but I think this game was kind of. Let me send it to you. This game here, like we struggled more than we should have on defense, and struggled way more than we should have on attack. Like everything we did on attack seemed, even though we had plans, like they were either poorly timed or just seemed useless or fruitless. I think is the proper word.
Makes sense. Okay. Let's take a look at that one then, really. And after that, if you're gonna have any questions about the other maps too, let me know. Of course, should be good. And we are focusing on your Mantis then. I see that you've been playing Gambit in here
Uh,
too.
this is this is a Gambit. I think Gambit I'm still quite weak at. So if I can get some tips for Gambit, would also be huge. Because
Sure.
I wanted not main him, but I wanted to play a lot of him this season, and I've ended up just not doing that. So I can get tips on cooldown usage or just character micro on that character would also be like amazing.
Hmm. Sure, sure, sure. I've been looking. Are you been looking at any sort of guides in terms of the micros, all the mechanics this character can
Um,
do?
I've watched clips, but for the most part, I've been basing off of like knowledge of the game. So I'll be like anteing the enemy backline when my teammates dive and whatnot. Just I haven't watched many guides or anything. I've just seen like I've seen the combos when he first came out, the stuff Necros was talking about, but I haven't watched much gameplay of him to be honest.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. let's focus on this character then. Yeah, quite interesting to be honest, and at the same time you have pretty huge damage output at the same time, so there might be some similarities to Mantis, but with these characters you do have more mobility, to be honest, so you can take advantage of the angles even more. It's just verticality especially, and maybe not too much horizontal mobility, but just because you're able to go up and down, and this dash, yeah, you can also use this right click in here, just to make sure this dash goes longer, this sort of stuff, then this can help out a lot. But yeah, sure. Okay, let's focus on this then, and, well, so the main problems are still kind of, you feel like, with ability usage, and yeah, like you mentioned, mechanics, or is there anything else?
Yeah, I remember because they had a coach. This team had a coach, and he mentioned to me that like I dash, like when I dash, like I'm not doing the dash right click a lot, which I disagree with him. I mean, I may be wrong here,
Oh,
but a
yeah.
lot of the times I was doing that, it was to just because I only wanted to move the distance that the dash would take me. I didn't want to move any further than that. I didn't lose stuck in the animation, but maybe I'm like wrong. This guy said I like move around and dash, do like nonsense, useless dashes. So maybe that's something
Hmm.
I don't see
Makes
that he saw.
sense, makes sense. Yeah, to be honest, it's just all about the resource investment. If we really need it, if we need an extra sustain, I would say a little bit more distance, then sure. I think using those two abilities together is good, but we need to keep an eye on that. We're using both of them right now, so this might be complicated. Sometimes it can be just okay to use one ability, but yeah, or it's really depends on the situation. Can you see the stream?
Yeah, I can see the stream.
Okay, perfect. So we are starting out, and this is Grim Lobby 2. Okay, we're starting out on the top with our Star-Lord. That's good. Just going for the damage at the start of here. Sure. Okay, because we talking about the resource management, I would say let's just dive into whatever the smallest thing we can notice within that, and I would just start with this. Generally speaking, whenever we're in the fight, and that is something what we talked about with you a lot on the Loki, especially, it's that we have two phases during the fight. We have the poke phase and we have the brawl phase. And the thing is that this character is not too strong in the poke phase because your distance overall, the effective range is going to be around 50 meters. So you hit all the three cards, yeah, whenever we're doing the damage with those. But to be honest with you, to take advantage of the cards is still going to be important, because when we are in the brawl phase, you most likely will have those back, and this way you exactly can have the high uptime. So we see that you're starting out here, but my question to you, are you able to invest some of the cards now and do a little bit more damage at this point of time? What do you think?
Yeah, possibly. If I could like double tap F and get the little anti heal going on, like just in the like four of them that are stacked up there, maybe.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And that's what you're looking for. It's not really about getting kills either. Sometimes it can happen, especially if you have more of a longer range composition. Maybe you can land some of the damage alongside with your other guys. But to be honest, it's just mostly for farming ult charge. We're just doing something in the poke phase. And then after that, we're transitioning to the brawl phase. So I'll kind of keep it simple. Do poke damage more. Let's put it down this way. And we exactly need to do that poke damage until we recognize that the brawl phase starts. You just, let's say, invest cards. Yeah, invest cards. So you have all four for the brawl phase after. That's where you have to judge. You just have to look at the situation. Usually when you're in defense, I would say you have more potential to use your cards earlier, because there's, well, you just kind of sitting in the good position. The enemy can just come to you. That takes time for them to rotate. So I would say, why not? I would say, why not to invest something? This is one thing. Now, yeah, and it's just about the farming ult charge. Now, for the others, let's keep watching. I would say the positioning here is pretty decent though. You find that we need to drop, sure, keep fighting here, support your Star-Lord. That's when we start investing the cards. And a lot of the attention, let me see what we exactly did there. Yeah, so at this point we are, okay, we're pressing E, sure. Just go for the heal card in here. There's quite a lot of sustain you guys have with the Loki's drawn too. Okay, got a pick, that's great. Can maybe push up, take space a little bit more. And this is the time when you know that they have to stabilize for whatever reason, especially when they lost the tank. I would say you can be more confident on investing the cards a little bit more, because you see that they are falling back. I saw like this in here. You going towards here, and maybe because this is Crim, you guys can also communicate. Kind of west something the poke phase. Yeah, chase maybe them a little bit, but then after that, we hopefully can get back in our position in here and maybe play around the point afterwards. Yeah, you can even use those positions around here. I think this is really good with some of those high guns. Why not? And you will get the cards back. There's a lot about communication, in my opinion, too. If your team really likes to start here, though, then you need to be careful. That's why I would say this depends. If you guys are investing right now, keep the cards. If not, which you should be doing, to be honest, you just kind of need to spend a little bit more time. I think this is always more valuable whenever we talking about the point control. Yeah, it's just better to prolong the enemy time. Yeah, kind of make sure that they take some more time for them to reach the point. After that, we invest something and would be okay. And little angle here is great though. So see, this is what I want you to constantly ask. Are we pushing? Are we pushing this space? Or are we exactly going to be falling back later? Because if we do, and it seems like your team does posture a little bit more passively, yeah, just going towards this corner, maybe then after that they can fall back to this, then maybe investing the card, just pressing the damage could be okay-ish as well. Doesn't make sense, by the way I explain it, or any questions?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
No questions so far.
Yeah. Well, anyway, after that you guys decide to keep fighting, sure. A lot of stuff going on. We have to use the dash. Sure, going back, and there's a Loki drawn one more time. Interesting. So I see that you have your ultimate now. What's your plan with that? What you're looking for with this one?
Well, the calm at the time, as you can see happening right now, is the Star-Lord plus the Loki copies the Gambit, and then we'll Star-Lord ult. We should win off this. If we don't, then I can ult. I can just rip ult afterwards to sustain because my Mantis is dead. So you see I'm like setting up on the off angle here.
Yeah.
I'm playing behind my team, ready to ult if needed. But we kill enough that we don't need to bother.
No, makes sense.
Star-Lord dies out of like me not paying attention.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It's just another part, though. Yeah, but it's interesting. Obviously, because it's a scrim, if you had a plan going on around 2 ultimates at least, I would say stick to that. And then after that, hopefully, we can take advantage of your ultimate as well. I would say, especially if there's any EU going on, like they have Thor, they have this guy, Mr. Fantastic, maybe in Wiz Woman, to just kite it, maybe make sure that we're able to resustain after this way. You have a lot of movement with this, so I would say pretty decent, like sort of lose your speed boost in a way, but you also kind of have this, yeah, much more, because you exactly contributing for the long time, and you just also affect your teammates in here. It's so nice. Yeah, well, our Star-Lord gets picked off though. Let's see, could we save that in here? Yeah, I would say this is pretty big too, because the damage part is definitely usually the priority, and we're always talking about making sure that we put in attention towards activity. I did talk a lot about that. Yeah, just maybe phrase it this way, especially in the brawl phase, right? And right now, because both teams are fighting, well, just on top of each other, sort of, this is when the brawl phase is going. So there's been a lot of investment with all the ultimates in here too. So I would say attention to activity, I'm gonna write it down this way, or aggression, and you really need to keep an eye on the triggers. So one trigger for you is always number one, the biggest one, is gonna be, well, actually, you can maybe tell me, what do you think are the triggers where you would say this person is more active? What is based on? How do you judge?
Positioning for the most would be the most part, and who's doing the most damage at the time, who's positioning the most aggressively, and who's using their ultimate.
Yes, exactly. And like you said, the damage is really a lot about their cooldowns investment, and I think especially ultimates, it's gonna be the highest priority so to be honest, it's not that we even have to react to the Star-Lord being here and getting critical. It's more like more of your attention in terms of the healing should go there. Why? Because there are multiple rivals. His position is more aggressive. Let's just say there's one check mark. This guy's position is pretty aggressive too, but they're the tank. They have larger HP pool, but this guy is using the ultimate in here too. So all those triggers could tell you where to put your attention. It's sort of trying to anticipate. There's one part, and another is just exactly watching. Are they doing something? Yeah, because maybe you guys had a plan going on. Like, let's say, okay, we're using Loki Ultimate, so you will be supporting that. And then after that, we'll follow up with the Star-Lord, so your attention will go towards the Star-Lord, most likely. So this is those two triggers, and I usually like to include another one, is always look in the HP bar. If I realize that my teammate, for whatever reason, is going towards the critical, towards the half HP, then this is going to be something I want to keep an eye on. Like, this guy is not taking too much damage, so this is not the check mark for him. Yet also not using ultimate, like we said. But this guy, the HP starts getting lower. Yeah, so this is something what we need to keep an eye on. Just 3 triggers, honestly, 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3 usually is gonna be enough. There could be something else too, honestly, but I would say this is decent. It's just at any point of time. Let's just maybe keep watching. Is our now, what do we do afterwards? For example, like here, you know that your captain is in the ultimate. So this time, obviously, we have to do damage as well, like get rid of the... Hopefully you can try to get rid of this guy. Let me see.
I just mess up. I got no cards when I go up there. No cards. I'm missing a dash. I go up there with no cooldowns. That was really bad from me.
Yeah, a little bit tough. What do you think is the play in here?
I think the play here, I can just tuck and take cover for the most part, or run down the 4 that my team's already focusing. Like, there's so many better options. Then I can contest the Hello in like a couple seconds when I can give myself a healing card, or when I have more like a second dash or anything like that. I just go in and contest the Hello way too early.
Yes, exactly. You know, I would phrase it this way, because we saying that you need to put attention towards activity. You can also be the one who is active, like this sort of stuff, the aggressive stuff. This is great. You can take the aggressive position, you can exchange your HP, but the problem most of the time with supporting activity, it doesn't matter, are you supporting yourself or are you supporting your teammate, is that we need most of our cards. I think just at least 3 out of 4, maybe just at least half of the cards. Yeah, obviously you have to judge. Maybe the enemies, they use some of their resources as well, so you can maybe get away with a lower amount of the cards. But generally speaking, just follow this rule. It's kind of like, I'm not sure the analogy, like Tracer, maybe. I know it might sound weird, but honestly, but the Tracer just sets up a fight. If you don't have blinks, you're not able to do much. You kind of just have to resustain, and we can contest the angles after, but we need to take a little bit more time. It's just, this is a good play overall to take the angle, but we just don't have the resources in here. So, like I said, just get the cards back for the brawl phase, and that's it. It's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, it just burns a lot of resources. By the way, one more thing I want to throw at you is that when you have ultimates, sometimes it can cover for all the resources. Well, a lot of times, actually. So if you know that you're low on resources and it's really needed for whatever reason to just stabilize, I think ultimate is also not bad. You can maybe try to also use it this way, for example. This can be possible. It's usually matters more ultimate, more valuable compared to any sort of position, or like you having the card. So I would say it's that. Okay, sure. Okay, fine. Yeah, you can definitely be more aggressive with that too, whenever you have it. Okay, now this is the time for you to try to stabilize. No cards. Keep an eye on the Star-Lord and Mag and the Cap. They're going in, yeah. Well, sure, going for the damage. Now, this is exactly the time when you have the poke phase. Again, make sure that you burn the cards. I think Intuitively judging, based on what I saw so far, usually the players, they kind of able to invest at least 2 cards in the poke phase. Maybe you can invest more, I'm not sure, but it really depends on your plan, where your brawl phase is gonna be. So think about it like even now, maybe sowing just your card, using the card right away, take the angle here, and then go back, use the dash because you get back, can also be fine, honestly. You see now, like, this is the poke phase. I would say don't have to wait, like, too long. Probably by the time when those guys would be setting. Yeah, I think setting up 1 card at least can be doable. Yeah, just 1. And then you're gonna have at least 3 for the brawl phase. Most of our cards are gonna be there. It's gonna be good. Fortunately, Mantis died there. Right, we are this position, sure, keep fighting. Escape. Okay. I mean, you do use this double dash in a way, though. I'm not sure. Well, maybe it's gonna be later when you don't do that. I mean, this makes sense.
It might have been on like other maps as well, like because I have to do the double dash to get on top of that building. You can't get on that. Like if I'm gonna do it without, I have to be like directly underneath and get like the lowest part, and even that's like 50-50.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, but I think it's like maybe it's just where I'm like. It might be on another map, or it might be at a different point.
You see what you're missing now? You look into the what? So your play here, what is based on right now? Let's, again, look through the lens of the activity. What are we supporting now? What are we doing? Like, where our attention is?
I'm supporting my team getting the hell out.
Yes, getting the hell out.
I'm trying to farm my ult, because I'm only 20...
Yes.
I'm only 26 or so off.
Exactly. But, do you notice that you low on the resources? So what that means for you?
It means wait, I'm low on resources. It means I need to play super slow.
And what that means for you in terms of position, then? What should you be doing?
I need to be kiting as well, playing passive.
To where? Do you kite towards here? Like drop to your team, or is there more suitable route?
I can, well, in my exact right now, I could either go back up onto the building, but I feel like I'm about to get contested if I do that, or I can play in the smoke underneath that roof inside the building.
Yeah.
That'd be my 2 options right now. I could also go to the left here and play inside that doorway, but I think that's like too aggressive, and I get poked out easy if I go in there. Because there's less cover for me from where the enemy is.
Yeah. I really like the smoke options, the putting here as well, because the thing is we're not able to actively do something. We're putting attention towards activity here, but you need the resources, so make sure that you rather get something back before you drop in here. Maybe it can be viable after that, just once you have something, but now unfortunately we don't, so it's just pretty much play defensive. Yeah, play slow kite to defensive options, defensive positions, let's put it this way. I'm gonna write it down this way, and it should be okay. Like we also said about this moment when he was on the when we trying to support the Star-Lord or like anybody, or maybe you contesting here as well, you're going after the aggressive position. It's the same, just we need our resources, I would say. Like Tracer blinks, you don't have the blinks, really difficult. Can't do much. Obviously you also have your right click, is great sustained dash in the way, but I think this offensive pressure and also healing your teammates when you have the E, this is so important. Like now you have all the resources, maybe we can just be slightly more aggressive. Sure, playing this side can be okay-ish. Yeah, we cannot see much in here, so just keep playing here. Dash sustain, sure. No, I think this is good, kiting towards that position in the back. Okay, sure. Okay. Yeah, kind of forgot about this guy though. is another thing. I think it's just really feels partially on the awareness part. Yeah, like I said about the triggers, it kind of my attention is on activity. It's not only my team's positioning, but also the enemies too. It's just you need to try to do that anticipation, because now this guy sort of feels scary in front of you. Sure, maybe you can shoot them a little bit once they're in this form. Well, you can kite, but then after that, who is gonna be the most aggressive? Like this guy, if I know he's here, let's start to shoot him. If not, then we can more likely put attention on the front line. It's just being able to read all the triggers in here. Pretty much who can do damage, you have ultimates, cooldowns, and position-wise. I would say position-wise is always, like we talked a lot about, the off angles. Off angles first, make sure that you get rid of those, and then after that you can put attention to front line. And right now there's one guy taking the Moon Knight, taking the attention here. I would say a lot of the times it can be even your a preference. Let's say you're trying to save the teammate, and you have to choose between saving this guy or trying to push this. I would say rather save yourself, save your life, make sure you're able to push this guy first, and then after that support your teammate. That's how I usually like to put it. You know, there could be exceptions, though. Let's say this guy is really can carry the fight because they have an ultimate, then sure, let's put the extra attention on them. If not, if we both kind of equal, then save your life first. That's how I would put it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, do you have any questions, or is everything clear?
Yeah, just like slight questions, being like, how should I treat if I'm like trialing for a team, right?
Mhm.
How should I treat a trial compared to like if I'm more comfortable with the people on the team? So if I know like maybe one person on this team are here, say I was trialing for this team instead of me just ringing, right? Because I feel like it's a similar situation for me here. Like I was more quiet. Like typically, if I'm playing like and it's my team, a lot of the time I'll be fight planning or I'll be the one ult tracking. But I didn't want to like disrupt their like flow of comms, so I wasn't ult tracking as much, or like I'd let the other support ult tracking more because he was their primary ult tracker, and I wouldn't like fight plan much either. I was more quiet this scrim, and I kind of just listened to their comms more than anything. Do you think that's a good approach, or should I have just been like more assertive on no, I want to push this guy instead of keeping my cap alive to still point or whatnot?
Uh, well, there's another. Well, so for first off, yeah, you need to. It's always, regardless of if you're in a team or not, I think saving yourself makes some more sense. Like we said about here, that would be okay, unless this guy has an ultimate. Yeah, probably. Always pay attention to the angles. There's one part about how to just approach the trials. Well, you need to have the expectations. Just talk about that with whatever. Maybe they have the manager or like the captain for the team or the coach. Just talk about what is expected to do from you, to be done from you, and then make sure you do it in the best possible way. If there are no clear expectations, which a lot of times happens with the casual teams, well, let's say not casual, but like when the team is just starting out, yeah, this can also happen. That's what's been the case with me a lot of the times too. I've been playing a team and then there's no clear expectations what the tank should be doing. Well, in this case, I just do my best, like the usual stuff I do, and just keep playing, do the best you can, and that's it, I would say. But I would usually ask about the expectations, because a lot of the teams, they also do not know what to expect. Yeah, what good support looks like, what it's based on, right? So we need to exactly we fit depending on the criteria. So let's say they're really lacking with the ult tracking. Yeah, nobody is actively ult tracking. Maybe there's not too much going on in terms of the planning, which is really important for the team as well. Then you should be also participating in that. At least it's so important that you telling your teammates what are you looking to do, and ask for the help of those guys to make sure you're able to do that play as well. For example, you have the ultimate, and then you say the exact plan with three questions. Three questions should be answered. Just what I'm gonna do, when I'm gonna do the ultimate, and where, what location. Yeah, maybe with one it's sort of what we're trying to bait, or maybe is there ultimate you want to combine with, or some of the other characters you want to combine with, just push up with them. Yeah, with where, just call out the location, and should be good, really. Just keep calling out what, when, and where. You shouldn't micromanage the others. sort of. It's okay. And with those type of plays where you have to decide to just peel for yourself, you can tell yourself that, okay, I'm stabilize, I'm maybe dealing with this guy, yeah, you can also call that out too, it's all good. Asking for the help to make certain play to like help me out with the Moon Knight, yeah, because not everybody can notice what's happening, especially when the tanks are in the front line. It's gonna be more difficult for them to just turn around and peel if they don't know the information. So yeah, ideally we should deal with the angles first, I think, and then after that can deal with the objective. Even though it might cost you the tick, it's always better. Like in the games like Overwatch 2, it's been the same stuff, to be honest. Yeah, does it make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Sense.
yeah. Let's keep watching. Right, trying to do the TP there. Unfortunately, we cannot do much with that here, so yeah. Just trying to wait and regroup. You can even try to communicate some small call-outs, such as what are we exactly looking to do with the next fight, how you can be supported a plan. Yeah, I don't know, maybe actually healing you that character. You have the plan, like, let's say, okay, initiating with the Captain America, and then after that follow up with the Star-Lord. Yeah, make sure that you preparing the abilities, preparing the cooldowns for that. Ideally, yeah, you should be, a lot of the times, be able to see the overview of the fight as well, because you're playing support. It becomes easier for you, so you can call out a lot of the important information. Like, this guy is flanking there, yeah, call this out, we can push him out first, deal with angles, and then after that we can do our own stuff. In here, let's see. I think we've been able to sneak in a little bit of pressure though, right? Before the fight. Yeah, so this is great. If you're able to do that, I say you... Yeah, exactly. Using the damage cards in here, I would say, why not? Just go for a little bit of pressure, investing 2 cards, good. And then after that, you need to make sure you have at least 3 for the brawl phase, usually. Okay. Yeah, it feels that in here maybe we could even use 3, I don't know. But I think investing 2 on average is gonna be always okay before the fight, like you did. But two cards invested, you sort of have this last card back almost. Okay. The cap goes in. Keep an eye on the main. Sure, this guy's flanking. Okay. Nice. And this is the point of time where you can tell your team that we just are dealing with this guy. Yeah, so they don't push up, for example. This is also part of your job as the support. Just dealing with Hala, okay? Stabilizing, it's fine. You can be pretty confident with dueling most of the time, it feels. On this character, you can take out a lot of the guys. You can you have this cleanse effect on this E. You have a lot of the damage with the damage card as well. Yeah, it's just so much. Okay, we. I think that makes sense. Just staying at the choke here. Sure. That's pretty decent. When they use the Moon Knight, why not? Can look to kite, and then after that follow up with the damage. Sure. Yeah, do you guys actually been planning a lot in the team? Kind of calling out what they have, what they're gonna do, or...
It was alt tracking. Like, so I said I took a back seat a little bit because they had alt tracking going, and they had the Captain America in this game was the fight planning for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like enough that I was comfortable staying like on the quieter side because I wasn't a part of the team.
I see. Okay. Yeah, this is complicated. If you guys are taking the aggressive fight here... Okay, so the thing is, and this is really big, I'll just go back because it can happen at any point of time. We always need to judge based on the triggers, and this is the big thing now. You see that we invest in the card right now, but the question is always where my attention should be on. And all of that is gonna be in the activity. So for example now, you know, the Mantis is low, sure, but at the same time, where's our activity going on? Or who is more active at this point of time? Sort of. What do you see?
Everyone else on my team.
Yeah.
Like my Star-Lord, my Cap, my
Yeah.
Mag.
Yeah. Who's gonna be the preference? Star-Lord, the Cap, or the Mag? In terms of trying to kill?
Star-Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
His health bar's gonna go down much faster, and I
Yeah.
do remember he's the one that dies here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That was invest in the E right now, yeah? They're doing the spin in here a little bit too. So, this is number one, cooldown. Cooldown is their position, really aggressive. This here, being critical is not good enough alone. I would say if you ever see this, if they have enough cover, even though they would just be critical kind of behind you in here, this is still not as valuable compared to this. Sometimes your teammate can die, it's fine, but to be honest with you, the most of the attention should always go to the activity because we exchange the cooldowns, we get better trades this way, and you just allowing your teammates to stay active longer. Like this Star-Lord, there's less likely the chance for them to maybe die instantly. Maybe they still will, but at least you get a better cooldown trade. Yeah, it's just kind of the similar thing with a support in Overwatch. A lot of the people would just start hitting critical, but HP is gonna be not the trigger we need to look at. We always need to look at the activity. If they're active, sure, then look at the HP. If not, then HP doesn't matter. If they're staying behind the wall, just take your time. You can heal them after. Maybe put extra attention in here, then after that, sure, if you don't have anything else to do, then go after them. Yeah, this is really important because you can be doing so much. It's kind of similar to the Mantis as well. You can damage boost yourself, you can damage boost your ally, you can heal your ally as well, and just multitasking might be such a big part of his gameplay. Example, now you can try to anticipate and think who's going to be the most aggressive on my team. Yeah, who's going to be the aggressive on the enemy. First of all, you're pushing the enemy back. By the way, what do you think about now? Do you have time to sneak in the cards? You're kind of coming back from spawn? What do you think?
Maybe. I feel like Mag just shields it off.
Yeah.
Like, if I try to send cards that way.
Yeah. I think it's really, again, it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter. If they use defensive ability, let them. It doesn't matter. It's just pretty much, there's a chance of farming ult charge. It's kind of like a throwing the Anna's grenade early in the fight, when you know that the enemy is coming out of spawn, or like when you're resetting. Just do the damage card, and when the fight comes in, you hopefully... well, you don't want to invest all in the poke phase, right? So you have the 4, or like 3 for the brawl phase after, I think. Just a little bit of damage before the fight. Again, it's not like doing too much, but still. It's just for the farming ult charge, really. Yeah, sure, this guy's active. Let's shoot him. And yeah, a lot of stuff going on right now. Yeah, hopefully we guys can stabilize on the choke in here. Okay. Yeah, sure, attention on the main. Overtime.
I troll here. I remember this.
Huh. Yeah. Well, what do you think you should do in this case?
I should have dashed onto the high ground.
Yeah.
Here in this situation, it doesn't show because of the ping, because I'm on 90 ping here. But because it doesn't show like the whole dash, I try to dash through the mag so that I'd end up like 180 degrees behind him, so it'd be harder for him to hit me. But
yeah.
I did it too late, and he just shot it at me while I was dashing through him, and it just smacked me on the forehead.
Yeah. You know what? I would also say when you dash like this, I like this idea. When you dash through, you solve the aim, so it's gonna be really difficult for them to do this mechanical play. But the thing about the dash, a lot of similarities to characters like Tracy or Genji. You don't want to dash 180. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Do you know? Because I play a little bit like Tracer. If I play DPS on Overwatch, I'm playing Tracer typically. And I find that, at least from what I've been told, is that you're meant to like try to do a 180 dash, like or blink through them to try throw off their aim as much as possible.
Yeah, and this is a small misconception. This is the right direction, but the thing is, the higher you go, the more players become more confident in terms of mechanics to just do 180. They're really good at doing that. So the way you solve the aim is not doing exact 180, but doing diagonal blinks. So you kind of go this way or this way. By the way, I even have the video on my channel on this too. The high tier players always do that. You watch anybody like Lip, you watch Gefest and the Tracer. I've been playing against Tracer 2, really, really hard to predict as well where they're gonna end up. It's just partially because of the diagonal blinks. They exactly do this, and if I'm this mag, I'm less likely to predict the diagonal blink exactly where you end up. So this is good play, but you just need to be slightly to the side, I would say. Don't dash like 180. Just dash slightly to the side. So this way, it's not gonna be... Like, who even practices doing this diagonal flicks, yeah, in a way? Like, how this guy... It's really difficult. 180 is easy, though. You see a lot of players are more confident. At the higher rank you go, the more confident they become. They just turn it around completely. So... try to do that as well. That's what I would add to. Let me actually write it down too. So it's for the dash. Yeah, really mechanical, but this is important to know. Okay, dash. It's do diagonal blinks. It's, again, it will feel like you do sort of 180, but just slightly to the side. Always slightly to the side. Left to the right. It just depended on where's the cover is, or where's the... a good location it can end up to. Like I said, going towards the high gun's good, so I can dash towards here. If not, yeah, if the enemy team, let's say, for whatever reason, the left side, then maybe I can go right. I don't know. I think still probably going on this is gonna be okay-ish, but yeah. You see what I mean? Does it make sense, or...?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took perfect sense.
Yeah. This way out, I think it would be safe. Just go on the platform, you saw this guy's aim off, hopefully you have cover. After that, you can resustain, yeah. You just kind of ended up in the middle of everything, ended up near the point here, unfortunately. Okay, sure. Well, we still have some time, I don't know. Do you want to keep watching this, or do you also want to...
Can we watch maybe a little bit of attack, or we could actually let's watch the Mantis game. I can send that.
Sure, yeah, whatever you prefer. Do you want to... Yeah, do you want to give me the code?
Ooh. Game go. There we go.
Okay, let's take a look. We are... Yeah. No, let's keep the discussion on the same for the most part. Yeah, I would say position-wise makes sense, the direction makes sense. There are some tweaks could be made, especially if it's the dash, if it's the escape, and when you take the angle, yeah, make sure that you have the opportunity to just resustain yourself, like we saw going on the angle, all of that stuff. And with the Mantis, there are a lot of similarities like this too. You literally have the full 4 charges too, so you cannot do too much.
It's slightly different because, like, with Mantis,
Yeah.
you like it's different in Gambit because you have to use 2 on Gambit to get an ability out. And if you've popped one like the damage boost, you can't use the healing card. There's a lot more to think about, in my opinion.
Yeah, this
Mantis,
is
you can
too.
kind of just chuck them out there and hit headshots, and then like it doesn't really matter as long as you're using them and you have and you always have one being regenerated. I don't think it matters too much. Like how, of course, it matters. Like you want to be damage boosting or heal boosting depending, but like if my Psylocke's gonna go for a dive, damage boosting or heal boosting her, or both, I don't think it matters if I do any of those 3 options.
Yeah, no, I think it's just like fundamentally just making sure that whatever we're using, we exactly on this activity right now. So my question to you right away, what do you would say about this damage boost here? Supporting the activity, attention to the activity, is that is? Or there's a higher, better target for us, what do you would say?
I wanted that. Well, my Gambit isn't very good in the poke phase, but I wanted to damage boost him because I wanted him to, because he farms his ult fast, and if I can make him farm that ult faster, that's a really good win condition for us. I think here I should be damage boosting my Loki if I wanted to damage boost support, or my Phoenix.
What about your Sylock in here?
My Psylocke also struggles with the same thing. She has higher mobility than Gambit and maybe going in sooner, so I could damage boost her. But it's kind of weird. Maybe.
You see, the thing is, you don't want to overcomplicate this. I know, and a lot of people would say, yeah, it makes sense. Just try to farm the support ultimate. This guy farms it really fast. But the thing is, it only makes sense if it's all based on the triggers, first of all. That's what's hard about those games. You need to really be adaptable. Like, just one first damage boost based on our triggers, and we're looking at it, breaking it down. Like, this guy has pretty decent position. Well, maybe not as much, 50-50. Let's say there's just gonna be, I don't know, let's just say, yeah, like, check mark, but at the same time, not as good, because they're not in effective range yet. This guy, well, they sort of okay-ish too, but there's capability, it's just in terms of, they're more frontliney right now, so I would say it's just slightly more damage. I think both of those options can be fine, but just because you see them slightly closer to the effective range, you can start with this first, and then after that you can decide who do you support really. Is it gonna be Phoenix? Is it gonna be Gambit? But again, look at the triggers and see what they're doing exactly. It's not like, I'll give you the example. Let's say you're playing Pharah in Overwatch, and there's a Pharah we usually expect to be damage boosted by the Mercy if you have one. But the thing is, as a Mercy player, I don't have to damage boost the Pharah all the time. Or like me as a Pharah player, I don't have to be expecting to be damage boosted all the time. First of all, you need to exactly see. If there's a damage boost on me, I go aggressive, and the Mercy at the same time, they will say, okay, the Pharah is really aggressive, let's damage boost her. And this is what's so difficult at the same time on the support at the moment. And I think this guy is just at the more aggressive position. So slight damage boost first on this, and then after that, any of those would work, I would say. Just based on the situation, you're looking at it like right in the moment, and then deciding what is going to be the good target for you. Yeah, maybe after that, the Phoenix is decent. They have the sideline to shoot stuff. I would say, well, why not? This can be okay. Yeah, let's keep watching what's going to happen after. Oh, we also invested one more. What was that on? It's
I try to heal my mag,
Ah.
but my Loki ate that shit up.
I see. Okay, that's fine.
And I'm kind of just standing around.
Yeah, I think, yeah, because they've been taking the aggressive position, and at the same time trading the cooldowns. You see them using defensive. Yeah, might make sense. Putting extra attention on the mag there, sure. Yeah, kind of. Wait, what we?
I got pulled off high ground. I tried to fight back and jump back up on the platform,
Yeah.
but maybe I should have just played on health pack and played like a deeper angle.
Yeah, it just like happened here. A little bit unfortunate, but yeah, this can happen. Ideally, try to dodge it in a way. Like, you see it at the attention, they look at you, try to make sure that you're able to play around it, because we're really low on mobility. But yeah, afterwards, I'd say pretty much trying to go towards the closest cover possible, and your sleep is gonna be your defensive at this point of time. What we using? Oh yeah, we're trying to sleep this guy in here. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too late for us. Yeah, I think just go deeper angle. Try to save yourself for the sleep. Probably don't wake the target for as long as possible, and be good. But sure, a bit unfortunate if we get pulled out. Okay, one more fight. And again, we're judging, looking at, okay, who is doing what exactly. Even in here, I wonder. Yeah, like this guy is critical, sure, but am I concerned? Do you have time for this? Well, maybe it's okay, because they actually have the sideline, so this is fine. Just be careful whenever, you know, if they would have cover, like let's say they play like really here deep, then I would say don't even heal them, just heal those people, or like do damage. If they're gonna be peeking out, then start healing them after. But yeah,
Pretty sure we're waiting on my mag to walk back from spawn here, so I'm healing to like, because I don't want to get aggressive in this situation.
Yeah.
I don't want to get early picked from the Hawkeye.
No, that was good. That was good. Yeah, sure, keep walking, and yeah, okay, fine. Now, this is the time for you to instantly, and you know, this should happen now, to be honest. Your fight is won right here. When you know the ultimate is popped out, is popped by the silo. All these guys are really low right now, so what you should be doing at this moment?
I should reposition, set up for next fight.
Next fight,
I'm pretty po-
yes. Yes,
I'm
poke.
pretty po- I'm pretty pokey, so I can maybe set up on the high ground, or I think I decide to play the low ground here.
Yes, exactly. Go and find the best sideline for you to be able to do a early poke. Press F, do the poke, farm the ult, and this way there's going to be slight more uptime with that. I think it's regardless of the support, it's always viable. Well, DPS too, doesn't matter. Always sneaking in slightly more wildly. On the tanks, it's also the same. Let's say I'm playing Thor. I've been playing Thor a lot on this game, for example. I would always use Awaken early. The other guys, I don't know, no watch. It can be something like, well, whatever. The Anna's Nade, Reinhardt's 5 strikes, all of this stuff. You can invest in the poke phase. So make sure that you rotate early, like pop it here, I think, and just keep doing stuff, keep doing the damage, and that's gonna be okay. Yeah, stuff like that. Stuff like that, I would say. This is really, really good if we just know where the fight is and we exactly know what to do for each phases. The poke phase, the brawl phase, I think should be viable. I think let's try to properly summarize, I think, and if there are gonna be any questions, then let's go with those two. But yeah, what do you would say right now? What do we need to work on based on what we saw so far?
I think probably a lot of the time it's gonna be like reading the fight, like the resource, reading who needs to be like who's getting aggressive on their team and on my team, and then from that where I need to position and whatnot. So just reading the fight, reading my team's positioning and the enemy team's positioning,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
so I can manage and manage my resources and position properly.
So what kind of triggers we're looking at so far exactly to be able to
Uh,
support?
who's positioning aggressively, who's ulting, who's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's really, really important. Can't stress this enough. With attention on the activity, aggression. Yeah, only it always starts with that. Yeah, we're not just supporting the lowest person. They're hiding behind the cover. Just let them do that. If there's something what's more active, I think let's just put attention on that first, and then after that, really, if there's nobody, you have the downtime too, then you can start healing a little bit more. But it's always looking at the triggers such as ultimates, cooldowns, anticipating all of that stuff, and position wise too. Who is taking off angles is gonna be first priority. After that, we're looking at anybody at the front line, supporting them. And yeah, HP it last, really. HP critical, if I know that, well, they critical, let's support that a little bit more too. And same goes for the enemy team too, really. You can push those guys out. I didn't focus on that as much, but yeah, dealing with the angles is always the preference. Making sure that you're able to stay alive, push them out, especially in the Gambit and Mantis too, to be honest. I think you can be pretty confident in dueling a lot of the people if we able to land all the shots, the sleeps, the sustain. For us, it's great, I think. Specifically for the Gambit diagonal dashes to throw off the enemy more. Yeah, we only had kind of just only a couple examples of like one good versus the mag there, but anyway, this is good. Now, when you don't have the resources, what do you gotta do in this case? You don't have the cards, for example.
Play slower position more passively.
Yeah. So it's play slow, kite to defensive positions, get cards back. Yeah, at least kind of getting the, like we're saying, always most of your resources back. So we have an extra advantage. There's always going to be the reason why they're going in, because sometimes it might feel that, well, maybe we're trying to just disable the enemy's pressure, support your activity, but you shouldn't do that at the cost of your life. If you recognize you loan the resources, rather kind of take your time and stabilize, I would say. It's just gonna be so important in this case. Okay, and a little bit more poke damage before the fight. Yeah, just two phases. Poke, and the poke damage, well, poke phase pretty straight. Just do poke damage and invest something so you have all the resources like 3-4 cards. In the case of the Mantis, it's gonna be 3 charges, 4 charges for the brawl phase, I would say. Really, like, oh, you've been playing a lot of D.Va and Overwatch, really similar to D.Va, by the way. With D.Va, we usually would use 1/3 of the Matrix before the fight starts to just eat the cooldowns, like 5 strikes, the echo bombs, the nades, and this is kind of the same, but you're not eating the cooldowns, you're more like putting your own pressure up, so you maybe can get a pick, or at least farm a null charge, which is the most important in this case. Yeah, it's just kind of 1/3 of your abilities usually can be used in the poke phase, in the way, as a general rule. Yeah, I would say for the most part, that's about it. Yeah, it should be pretty good. Do you have any questions for today, or?
Not at the moment. If I get any, free to DM you if
Of
I
course.
do.
Yeah, of course, of
Okay.
course. You can always DM me with any questions. Maybe send me timestamps too, and should be good. Okay, but yeah, for today, resource management, let's focus on that. There's a lot of good stuff with positioning though, so yeah, you can keep this up. And yeah, if you have enough playtime too, it should help a lot in the long term, of course. But obviously, do try to increase the playtime step by step. Don't just play like 10 hours per day suddenly. Just
No, 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 no.
make sure that you
It's just
adjust.
I moved it from like maybe like a 3 or 4 hour session a week to like maybe I'd play for 30 minutes a day and still have that 4 hour session, or maybe moving to an hour a day. Like I play like 4 games a day, and then on one day